What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? Good evening, good afternoon, rather, not good evening. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Listen, y'all bear with me. I told y'all I was trying to come down with something, child. We still fighting it over here. We still fighting it over here. But shout out to you all. This is your boy Chef Don Don. Listen, y'all know I've been so ready to talk about Big Hip Tim. I've been ready to talk about Big Hip Tim. I am so glad justice has been served for Andre. Justice for Andre. Today is Andre's day. Yes, his uncle has been sentenced to life in federal prison as he deserves, honey, as he deserves. But we are going to do a deep dive here. We're going to listen to, well, not listen to, but go over Miss Robbie's statement. We're kind of going to go over a timeline of Big Hips and what Big Hips done. Okay. And so yeah. And for those of you who are in Patreon, um, after this particular live, we will be going live over in Patreon to talk about the latest on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay. All right, listen, y'all. So we are about to get into some things. If you have not, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Bang that notification bell. Make sure that you are being notified not only for myself, but for anyone that you choose to listen to or watch. Make sure that your notifications are completely turned on for them as well. All right. So listen. Let's get into some things. Give me 1 second. James Timothy Fat Hip Norman. James Timothy Fat Hip Norman. Okay. Listen, let's get into some things where we talk about Mr. James Timothy Norman. Okay, now let's back up a little bit. In case if you do not know who James Timothy Norman is, this is the son of Miss Robbie. Miss Robbie owns the chain of restaurants called Sweetie Pies. Okay, now the main location over in St. Louis has been closed. Okay, now shortly, if you guys don't remember, after the trial, that location was closed. Now they said that location closed due to them needing to renovate the area. The area was outdated. The building was outdated. There were things that were going on for that, right? Honey, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it because I've told you guys I feel a certain way about Miss Robbie. I do. And I just gotta keep it a buck. I mean, just because you are of age, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't stop people from having an opinion about necessarily what you've done in this. And the issue that I have with her being Andre's grandmother is the fact that, number one, anybody that watched that show knew that Andre loved Miss Robbie down. Okay. That was the number one thing. The number two thing is Andre had been complaining for quite a while to Miss Robbie, letting Miss Robbie know what was going on. My issue is when someone comes to you in a situation like that, why are we not trying to get them the help that they need? I mean, there could have been something done in that, but instead, it's like, I need to protect my son, but your son was a known criminal. You even had to sue him, you know? So it's a lot of things that I feel like people are overlooking when it comes to this. And this is just my opinion and how I feel about this. It's just, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, we like they found him guilty. You literally sat in that courtroom and you were able to listen to everything that this man done. I mean, from the time that that man landed in St. Louis, the very day that Andre was unalived, he called Terica Lewis on that phone. Okay, he called Terica Lewis. Now Travell is the one who did the act. Now, Terica Lewis, if you guys don't know, um, it seems like the judge had a lot of mercy on her when it came to her sentencing. She was only sentenced to 3 years in federal prison. Mind you, she was a stripper, but she has a daughter who is super, super ill. Okay. And she used that as a way to help. Even when they were getting ready for trial, there were a couple times where she wanted her bond listing to be heard because of the fact that her daughter was having these issues or was going through some things. Okay. So listen, I have been following this. Sometimes I choose not to say anything because at first I was like, I don't understand why people keep making excuses for this lady. Look, age does not stop you. Age just doesn't stop from the truth from happening. Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. And this is just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? This is how I feel about it. You guys may feel some different way about it, but this is from the outside looking in. I'm not going to get up here and say I know Andre's family like no, 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 know them, but I do have family members that know of them very well, actually. I actually have a couple of family members that went to Andre's service. So for me, I can't seem to understand. You guys know that Miss Robbie had some money that came up missing. All right. Had some money that came up missing. Now, if Tim could do some stuff like this, why in the world wouldn't you think that Tim was the one that actually stole the money from you? Tim tried to get $450,000 for killing it. I mean, unaliving his own nephew. If I get activated, there's definitely a reason why I'm getting activated. I don't like any of this. I don't. So let's get into this. Now, this was from the Eastern District of Missouri. Okay, this is from the Eastern District of Missouri. This was updated on September the 1st of 2020. So this kind of gives you an account of what took place with Tim Norman. Okay. St. Louis, James Timothy Norman, 41 of Jackson, Mississippi, was charged by a federal complaint on August the 11th of 2020. He was arrested this morning in Jackson, Mississippi. Norman was charged with conspiracy to use intercase okay, and I'm sorry. He was charged with conspiracy to use interstate facilities in the commission of a unaliving for hire resulting in a death. Okay, so that's the reason why he did have those heavy charges on him, because not only did he hire these people to unalive his nephew, but it also resulted in an actual unaliving. Okay, had they not actually done the act, then he wouldn't have had that particular charge. But since there was a death, this is why. Now, according to the complaint, Norman conspired with Terica Ellis. I don't know what I call her. I don't think I call her Ellis, her last name Ellis. But Terica Ellis and others used a faculty of interstate commerce, namely a cellular device, to commit a unaliving for hire in exchange for the United States currency in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1958. In 2014, Norman obtained a $450 life insurance policy on his 18-year-old nephew at the time, Andre Montgomery, on which Norman was the sole beneficiary. In the days leading up to Montgomery's unaliving, Ellis, an exotic dancer residing in Memphis, Tennessee, communicated with Montgomery and informed him that she was planning to be in St. Louis. Now, let's back up just a little bit. The interesting thing that I find about this is Andre was scheduled to do a lie detector test, right? I know there's another word for that. However, when he took it, he had some substance, and if you know what I'm talking about, the get your own cloud nine. Okay, so um with that being said, they knew that they weren't going to get an accurate reading, so they asked him to come back. At this particular time, he was going back and forth from St. Louis to Texas. Okay, his family was in Lubbock, Texas. His mother was in Lubbock, Texas, and shout out to his mother in Lubbock, Texas. And then, of course, Miss Robbie Nim is in St. Louis. Now, Tim Norman, the day that this happened, Tim Norman is in LA. Terica tells him via Facebook Messenger that she's going to be in St. Louis. Now, actually, what took place was he said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna get a flight on to St. Louis." Now he got a flight 4 hours later from the time that he first spoke to Terica. Okay, 4 hours later, 4 hours later, he's on a plane headed to St. Louis. Okay, now he gets to St. Louis. When he gets to St. Louis, he called Terica, asked Terica what she doing, where she at. Okay. Now Terica was in town actually getting ready to do an exotic dance at a club. Okay. That's the number one sole reason why she was in town from Memphis. All right. So she gets in town, she tells him what's going on, all of this different type of stuff. Now, the crazy thing is she's getting ready to literally go back to Memphis, right? So mind you, Tim's whole plot for him to plan this thing out had to be from the time that he was on that plane, got off of that plane, his friend picked him up from the airport to the time that evening that he met up with Terica. All right. All right. So let's get back into this here really quick. I just want to drop those nuggets there for you all. Now, Andre Montgomery, on which Norman was the sole beneficiary in the days leading up to Montgomery's murder, Ellis, an exotic dancer residing in Memphis, Tennessee, communicated with Montgomery and informed him that she was planning to be in St. Louis on March the 13th of 2016. The day before Montgomery's unaliving, Norman flew to St. Louis, Missouri from his home in Los Angeles, California. Okay, so it was the day before. Now, on March the 14th of 2016, Ellis and Norman communicated using temporary phones activated that day. So, per the court, they went to Family Dollar to pick up one of them, what you call them, the phones, one of them little track phones or whatever. Okay. Now, Ellis also used the temporary phone to communicate with Montgomery and learn his physical location. Now, from what I understand, based off of the trial, Terica told Andre that her previous phone had been destroyed. Okay. She said that her previous phone had been destroyed. Now, I don't understand. You got to be a dumb one. You got to be a dumb one to communicate with the person that you finna get ready to unalive or have something to do when it comes to their unaliving and the person that you talking to planet. They take a dumb one to do that. I'm just saying. I mean, us with common sense, we know that it take a dumb one to do that. Okay, moving on. Now, immediately after learning Montgomery's location, Ellis placed a call to Norman. On March the 14th, 2016, at approximately 8:02 p.m., Montgomery was unalived by gunfire at everybody know this address, 3964 Natural Bridge Avenue in the city of St. Louis. Now, Ellis's phone location information places her in the vicinity of the unaliving at the time of the homicide. Immediately following Montgomery's unaliving, Ellis placed a call to Norman and then began traveling to Memphis, Tennessee in the days after the unaliving. Now, Ellis deposited over $9,000 in cash into various bank accounts. Another dumb move. Now, on March the 21st of 2016, Norman contacted the life insurance company in an attempt to collect the life insurance policy he had obtained on his nephew. Now, Terica Ellis was also charged by compliant with conspiracy to use interstate commerce facilities in a unaliving for hire resulting in death. I keep trying not to say the M word, y'all, because y'all know how YouTube's algorithm is. Y'all know how YouTube the algorithm is. Um, hold on one second. Uh, why I don't see no wrenches by y'all name? Simply elegant one. What's happening? What is going on? YouTube? Let me tell y'all something. YouTube is on some bull crap. Please like this video. Please, please, please like this video. Like. Like YouTube is on some bull crap. I don't see your wrenches. Wow. Child. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Now YouTube has just I did update my YouTube. Now YouTube just came out with this thing called sorry, wasn't trying to pin that message. It's this thing called managing mods and standard mods and all kind of mods, child. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Okay, go out and come back in, simply elegant one. Two feisties in here. Um, girl with the T, I got you. I got you. I got you. I had to take a nap earlier and I ain't wake up to afternoon, but I promise I got you. I promise, I promise, I promise I will be getting in contact with you. Okay, let's see. Add moderator. What in the devil? Okay, two fights to go out and come back in, and I see you talking mess in the comments. I see you talking mess in the comments. I see they done took the ranches, honey. Now, I saw what you said originally. Okay, command should work. So I guess once everybody come in here, I'll be able to give them their wrench back. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to go look at the settings on the thing. Um okay, now getting back into this here really quick. Now, okay, so far we talked about the $9,000. Girl, that was stupid of you. That was stupid of you. And them people had mercy on you because you only got 3 years, right? Okay, so now you United States Attorney. Okay, wait. Yeah, okay, I read that part. United States Attorney Jeff Jensen credited St. Louis Police Department, Metropolitan Police Department, and the FBI. Jensen stated that the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department homicide section in the FBI have established and dedicated an effective partnership in this extensive investigation. The arrests are a part of the Operation Legend, okay, which is the federal partnership in which local law enforcement do address the increase in homicides and violent crimes in St. Louis. Okay, now the operations and on. Okay, I don't that part right there. I can't do nothing with that. Okay, so today, Tim, fat hip, big hip, wide hip, all kind of hip Norman has officially been sentenced to life in prison. Exactly what this wide hip fool deserves. Okay. And I said what I said. Exactly what this wide hip fool deserves. And I think the crazy thing is, um, there were so many people involved. You had the guy who actually wrote the insurance policy. I think his name was Hill McNalma or something like that. Y'all know I don't get nobody name right. Okay. That's what that says. I don't get nobody name right. But I think his name was like Hill Wagnam or Hill Magnum, something like that. So, and also to let you guys know, I am going to be interviewing a young man who is a content creator who has been in the courtrooms. He was in the trial as well as the sentencing. I want to be able to speak with him, get his, how he felt being in there, how they think everyone else felt. Because I remember when the trial happened, they were stating that it seemed like a lot of emotions weren't done. It's been 7 years since this young man lost his life, and he is just now getting the justice that he deserves. James Timothy Wide Hip Norman, I am so glad that you is gonna be up under the prison. Okay, you can work out all you want to and try to lose weight in your hips. It'll never happen. It will never happen. You will always have big, nasty hips. Okay. You will always have big, nasty hips. Okay. I just, I never in my life. Like even the way he would talk to Andre on the show, things always seemed like it was always right there. It was always right there. And that's the reason why I tell you guys, y'all can say what y'all want to, but I can't rock with Miss Robbie. I can't. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. Because you can't make this right. I know that's your son, but you can't make this right. You've had to sue your own son because you know he is capable of stealing, scamming, thieving. You know all of that stuff. And you know, James Timothy Norman allegedly was the one that stole that money from you. Let's just keep it a buck. You thought it was Andre, and you didn't want to protect your grandson because of that reason. And we just gotta call a spade a spade. We just gotta call a spade a spade. And I will forever feel that way in this situation. We've also heard from Andre's biological sister. We've also heard from the mom. We've also heard from the aunt. Everybody can't be lying on Miss Robbie. Everybody can't be lying on Tim. You know, like I feel some type of way about that stuff because I feel like again we choose to let her off the hook because of her age and because no, I'm sorry, it just don't work like that. Yes, I'm just about to get into that. I agree, Chef Don Don. She writing letters to the judge for leniency. Like for what? This man, like it's been proven in trial that you literally knew exactly what Andre was getting into. I can't. So hold on one second. Let's get into and shout out to my girl Philly Phil. If y'all don't know who Philly Phil is, you guys remember a couple of months ago, when I think it may have been right before the trial or either right after trial. You remember hearing that Miss Robbie was trying to sue a YouTuber or a blogger. Now I don't know, I haven't followed up with that. But shout out to my girl Philly Phil, because one thing about it, she been making sure that Andre get the justice that he deserves. Oh, the judge called Tim Norman cold-blooded. Well, that's exactly what you is, cold-blooded. Okay, that was about 6 months ago. I'm looking it up right now. That's about 6 months ago. Okay, so let's get into something else here really quick. Oh, by the way, Tim received two life sentences. Two. Not just one, but two. He received two life sentences. Okay. So this happened, I'm assuming this happened on March the 1st. March the 1st, Tim Norman and his attorneys asked for an emergency delay in the sentencing. The judge reviewed it for a few minutes and denied it instantly. Okay, denied it instantly. Cause, dude, what were you holding on for? You already in jail. What we holding on for? You was already found guilty. What we doing? What we doing? Why we gotta wait? Why we gotta wait? That was still her son. I agree, but your son, look, again, I feel a way about it because I again feel like she did not take the necessary steps to protect Andre. She didn't. She did it. And I'm gonna forever feel that way. Not only that, she was trying to hire a private investigator on her grandson when you should have been hiring one on your son per the things that he's done to you. Like it's so much that I feel a way about this, and I'm going to forever feel that way about Miss Robbie. I'm sorry. I am. Okay. Um, let's see here. I was trying to. Yeah, so she wrote a statement, and then there were I think there were four other people that wrote a statement. I don't know who the four other people were, but I do know that four other people did write statements in regards to Big Hip Tim Norman. But his mother being one of them. And I can't rock with it. I just can't rock with it. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of people who feel like Miss Robbie should be investigated. Absolutely. I'm gonna go on and put it out there. It's a lot of people that feel that way, including his sister and his mama, Andre's sister and mama. Y'all remember what they said after that trial? What y'all see in Miss Robbie? Some folk know a different side. So I feel away. I feel away. Um, she did not. I heard the cause. He only came down to prove to her that he didn't rob her. That's not true, Bill Wilson, because there were text messages and everything. You can't tell me that Andre did not tell Miss Robbie that he knew what Tim was trying to do. It came out in trial. It came out in trial that he had told her repeatedly what Andre felt like Tim was going to do. If someone tells you that they feel like that their uncle is about to unalive them, and that's specifically what was said, oh, we got a problem. We got a problem. And I stand 10 toes down. She needs to be investigated as well. I don't like it. And just because Miss Robbie is of an age, y'all, people do all kind of stuff, all kind of ages. Oh, you meant she knew? Yeah, she knew. Sorry. I get activated because again, like literally, this man, he had a hard time wanting to come down and prove because he loved his grandmother that much. He continued to do what he had to do to prove to his grandmother, like, I did not take your money. I did not. And I don't know why it wouldn't register in anyone's head considering his past. This is not his first incident. He's been to prison before for scams. Not only that, Miss Robbie herself sued this man for creating restaurants in her name or in the Sweetie Pie name. I feel away. I do. I feel away. But I am so glad that Tim Norman has received 2 life sentences in federal prison. You ain't never getting out. Like I said, you can go and do whatever you want to do with them hips over there. You can gyrate them all you want to. You can do whatever you want to with your hips in prison where you belong. And I don't know why in the world you thought you needed an extension on anything. You don't need no extension. Extension for what? You already in jail. It ain't like you out here in the free world and got time to do nothing. Then you try to appeal and try to get another trial for what? So more evidence can come out. Whew. You know, this is one of those situations. This is super sad. I hate to see anyone's family go through this, but then you know when you hear certain things, when you see certain things, it is one of those things that you just can't rock with certain things, and that's just how I feel about this. Now, this is what I want y'all to do. Here is a timeline. I'm just gonna drop this in the comment section so you guys can go check this out. Um, this is a timeline of this is my boy Lavelle here, but this is a timeline of what exactly took place. Uh, yes, Bill. Let me see if I can find a video really quick. Hold on. Y'all, please make sure you like this video as you come in. Please make sure you like this video as you come in. Subscribe, and bang that notification bell. And I want you to make sure that you are subscribed to all of your favorite content creators because it looks like they on some stuff now. Okay, give me one moment. I wanted to find um this live video when the trial took place. That's probably about 6 months ago. Okay, I found it. Okay, now this is the family speaking out. This was his sister, and then I just want to remind you guys of this. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up. I want to remind you of you guys what his sister had to say and what his aunties and everything had to say.
Like they play my brother, and my brother loved his family. He loved his family, no matter what. And my brother was very tough and goofy. Like my brother wasn't like this thug like they said. He did pictures to say it, but that's social media, you know. But justice for my brother, saw that matters.
So tell us who Andre was. They put a lot of evidence about him being like in the streets, but you're his family. You know who he was. Tell the people
I mean,
who
that's
Andre was.
I want to say teenager or trying to find themselves. You know, they put him as like he was a stud. He wasn't a thug. My brother loved music. He did rap, but listen to his lyrics. What rap music jacking him, killing, robbing people, breaking into? He didn't. You know, he wasn't like that. He spoke street life. My brother was street smart and book smart. He graduated. You know, like it wasn't like he was out to get after anyone or try to make it seem like he was this hard thug. He wasn't. You know, my brother was loving and caring. Yes, he smoked weed. He fed the homeless people. Someone needed milk. He went out his way and bought diapers and milk for this person.
Okay, hold on one second, guys. Can y'all hear that okay? I know so this was outside of the courtroom, so of course the courtroom is on the on the main road, and you can hear a lot of cars and stuff passing by in the background. Thank you so much, girl, with the T for the super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, let's finish listening to this. But I wanted you guys to literally listen to what she's saying, because everything that she's saying is what we heard. It's literally what we heard. There's 70 people in here and only 47 likes. Can y'all please like the video? Yes, I'm begging for likes. I mean, I don't know how that's a drag or a read, but I've been noticing that people been saying, folks over there begging for likes. Yeah, we begging for likes. Like the video. Please like the video.
He did not rob his grandmother. He did not rob his grandmother. That was a right, lie. My right. Brother, he ran from that. He did not want to do that. He did not rob his grandmother. And it's so messed that he reached out to his grandma and she ignored that. She ignored that. It's just trifling.
I believe every bit of that. I believe every bit of that. You hear the sister actually saying he reached out to his grandmother several times to let her know that he wasn't the one that took that money and that he feared for his life several times.
He told us. He told us. He told us. We told him. We told her. We told her. We told her. He told all of us.
Take your time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she went to go hug her mom, Miss Michelle Griggs.
So before he died, Miss Robbie called his phone and was cussing him out and would say, "Mother F, you ain't my grandson. F you, Mother F, blase, blase, this and this and." I don't think she was aware of his surroundings. Because my brother, he's not like, he's the type of person, when something is not right, he's going to come and speak for all of us to hear. And he kept saying, "Grandma, I didn't do it. I'm trying to tell you, Grandma, Uncle Tim did it." And she was
Okay. She's literally saying that, and again, this is alleged because I mean, I don't know this to be factual, but she's saying that he had Miss Robbie called him, and he had the phone on speakerphone. And she immediately went off about the money, and he's literally telling her in that moment, I did not do it. Uncle Tim did it. Uncle Tim did it. Okay, let's keep listening.
Just going on cussing him out. And you ain't gonna go to my funeral, I ain't gonna go to your funeral. And Drake's like, Grandma, I didn't do it. I'm trying to tell you, I didn't do it. Me and my sisters, we was all sitting there like, Drake, you didn't do it, don't worry about it. He threw his phone. He was, I'm gonna be one of God's soldiers. Right there when he told me that, that means he's gonna sacrifice the piece of his grandmother, and he did not rob his grandmother. He did not rob his grandmother. And that day, that's when he left, and that's when we found out he died. That was messed up. She knew, she was aware of it. She was aware of it. For her to walk in at the funeral, Tim didn't stay at the funeral. Tim stopped the whole train. He didn't come to the view. He came there with bulletproof vests on, with bodyguards, and we thought that, how come y'all didn't think that was weird? Like,
do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? She stated that Miss Robbie knew. Miss Robbie knew. Not only that, she's also stating that he specifically said that he would do whatever he had to do to prove to his grandmother that he did not rob her. Y'all do like, oh, that just does something to me. Everybody knew Andre loved his grandmother. And look, because he rapped, because he smoked a little weed or whatever, people want to paint him to be the worst child ever. But come on now, he was proving to his grandmother, I did not take that money. Like, anyway, let's keep listening. Oh, she also just stated that Tim Norman showed up to the funeral, and I did hear this, that Tim did show up to Andre's service with bulletproof vests on and different stuff like that, and some bodyguard. But I ain't never seen it for this big hip fool, because this is the same one who sat on that reunion stage for Sweetie Pie's reunion and said, oh, I don't know what happened to my nephew. I really don't know what happened to my nephew. Not that he was crying or anything. He had no type of emotions. Get out of here, bro.
Lubbock, Texas, no emotions. No emotions, nothing. Him and grandmother standing back behind me talking and whispering. I kept looking back like, are y'all for real? Why everyone's crying. Are y'all for real? And then they said, I don't know why they crying. They knew he was a street nigga. What? That's your grandson. Your grandson been with you since forever. He whatever he trained, learned a lot of things from his grandmother. He felt his money a certain way. He was very frugal with his money because he didn't want to be broke. Because his grandmother taught him that. So, he very loved his grandmother, man. He loved his grandmother. He did. It's just, it's stuff. But anyways, at the funeral, they wasn't crying. We was on our way to the burial site. Tim stopped the whole traffic. My thing is this: why would you allow your son to stop the traffic to catch what flight? This is important. This is your nephew funeral. Your only nephew from your brother only had one child. Why? No one said nothing. Nobody lifted an eyebrow. No one said anything. I paid attention to all of that. I said, yeah, they did it. They got something to do. To catch a flight to LA, that's not that important. You didn't go to his awake. You just want to make sure he was dead, and that's what you did. And you.
That just stung. That just stung. That just stung, yo. Did y'all hear what she just said? She just said the only reason why he was there was to make sure he was dead. My God, today, yo. Whoo. This is sad. This is sad. This is sad. This is sad. I am again so grateful that this man got life in prison. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. Y'all don't know how excited I've been for this sentencing to come up. I've been talking about it. Yeah, Bill, it's so sad. Like, yo, did y'all hear what she just said? That literally just sent chills through my body. The only reason why Tim Norman went to the funeral was to make sure that Andre was dead, yo. Wow. I can't. Let's keep listening.
less. He sat up there on his stand crying and lying and stuff. Boy, my brother had no access to your people. My mother, he would call my mother to send money and food. My mother would buy pizza out here to feed him. My mother was doing all of that. That was a lie. They had my brother out here in a slump. That little penthouse he was staying next to a couple.
Now, in this video that I'm going to put in the chat, my guy Lavelle, he actually has taken pictures of where the penthouse that Tim Norman was allegedly staying in, but it had been alleged in court, it had came out that he was staying with some woman at that particular penthouse. Now, mind you, he's staying in the penthouse, got money, Miss Robbie got money, but y'all prefer to allow to see this man literally in the slumps. Come on. I can't. I don't see how people can keep making excuses for this lady.
Rusty stove inside of it. The bed,
Rusty stove. The bed was like a cot. Iron metal looking chairs. Child, what was he staying in? Like a garage or something? What? And you mean to tell me that it's not okay to say, look at Miss Robbie too? Come on now. You knew how your grandson was living. You knew your grandson wasn't living with you. And we are talking about the time that Andre was specifically living in St. Louis. Okay? When he was specifically living in St. Louis. This is Miss Michelle Gregg's sister that is speaking at this very moment.
Next door to Tim's penthouse. Because I visited him up there. And I was asking him, why are you living like this? He said, well, this is why I should live here. And he would go to work when he called the driver. Not using Tim's cars. So we went down to the bottom garage, and there was 3 cars down there. He said, these are Tim's and Grandma's cars. And I said, we can drive these? He said, no. I have to call the driver to take me to work and bring me back to work.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all heard that. Basically, what she just said was there were 3 vehicles that was down in the parking garage of the actual penthouse, right? 3 vehicles down in the parking garage. Now, from what she's saying that Andre said that is Miss Robbie and Tim's vehicle, which I'm just assuming that those was Tim's vehicle. Okay, if you know what I mean. I believe them just probably belong to Tim. However, as small, well, I'm not gonna say as small as St. Louis is, but with St. Louis being St. Louis, Tim wouldn't let that man drive. He wouldn't let Andre drive. None of the calls. He had to call and request a ride. Well, let me not say request a ride, but she's saying request one of the drivers to come pick them up. So I guess Tim had drivers for everybody, or whatever the case may be. Maybe when they was filming the show, I don't know. I based off of what she's saying, it sounds like when the show was actually filming and on, and when Andre was actually working at Sweetie Pies, based off of what the honest thing.
They're being like so shabby. I came back and told my sister in Texas what he was living, run down shabby place next door to our penthouse. And he told me then that Tim didn't like him. He told me that Tim was paying for women to come and see him. But whenever Andre went over to Tim to visit, Tim got mad because the women always come to where Andre was. They want to give their attention to him.
Okay, so did y'all hear what she just said? So she was saying that allegedly Tim was paying to see women down at the so he lived at the high rise, right? But he was asking the women to come to Andre's spot, or when Andre would visit him and women would be around, the women would cling to Andre and not cling to Tim, and Tim didn't like that. Tim sound like a real jealous uncle, a jealous wide hip fool at that.
Allowed to come back over. And
You think Tim was jealous?
He's very jealous. Look at it. Tim the morning. Andre the Montgomery. He's the last lineage of the Montgomery family. So if anything happens to his brother, it will go to Andre. Tim did because he wanted to make sure he got whatever left with his mom. That's what we.
Okay, so basically, what she's saying here, and it makes sense. I'm sorry, as hard as this is, it makes sense. What I'm saying, what she's saying makes sense. So she's basically saying right here, right now, that because Andre's last name was Montgomery and he was the last living Montgomery and the last male with that actual last name to carry that last name on, Tim didn't want anything to go to Andre if something happened to Miss Robbie. Because you like listen, if it was the case that Miss Robbie actually had Tim's name on a lot of stuff, we would be side-eyeing, right? I don't know who else she would have been able to put names on, but allegedly this was the reason why they said that. One of the reasons why they said that they feel like Tim was wanting to get rid of Andre.
Willing to take his nephew's life. And anybody else, I would be surprised if he had influence on his mom. That's how bad he was greedy for money.
What was your head when you first learned that, $250,000
If Ray had robbed his father, he would have been flashing everywhere. He would have been having his friends all decked out, he would be driving limousine, making flights, living large. Ray didn't do that. There's no way he would have done that. He's not a thief.
And also, the courts were not able to prove that Andre took that money. The courts were not able to prove it. So it's always one of those things like, yo, so basically what she's saying right here, right now is Andre being as young as he was and trying to, maintain a rap career and all of this type of stuff, he would have been flashing that money that he stole from his grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wouldn't have been able to literally balance out that money or be able to spend like he's supposed to spend. Like, he would be out here, she's saying that he would be out here flashing it with his friends and different people like that, and I totally agree with her. Like, at a person with that age, that is what they would do if they got their hands on some type of money. I just
Ray is not a thief. Thank y'all so much. Love that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so that was that. Again, just going back and listening to that, that's something. I can't, for whatever reason, seem to just
It's Channel 5 News.
240 lines when it comes to that third count. Is there any possibility that just depending on how things go, that you could have ever sooner, or how does that work?
Well, there's always that hope. So, it's difficult to be optimistic at this moment when you get a life sentence. However, there's been a huge shift in movement within the federal justice system to reduce sentences, to eliminate mandatory minimum sentences.
so of course they're talking about doggone appeals and stuff like that, child.
The trend for quite a while now. So we're hopeful that over time, that's what's going to happen here. There'll be a change in the law. However, we're much more hopeful about an appeal than opportunity to get a new trial or get his conviction tossed out.
Yeah, because you tried to get a new trial and the judge said, hell no. I mean, this is what it was. The judge said no. So now they're talking about appeals. And I'm listen.
Up there with the family, I'm assuming it's just been a difficult time right now about anything that they've said.
So Miss Robbie also, it's her son, it's her nephew. She's in an untouchable situation. So she's also just focused on what's the next step. That's what
Anyone else who wants
The lady said that Miss Robbie is her son and I think she meant to say grandson, but she said nephew. Girl.
to add or include or anything like that?
Yeah, I think the biggest part for us is that the judge that is particularly, in our view, inappropriate in a case like this, where the shooter, the guy who gets on the stand and says, hey, I murdered Andre, who gets a 25, 27-year sentence and 10 to get double that. That's kind of
So they're basically saying that they don't understand why Tim is getting the life sentence and the actual person who pulled the, the pow pow, only got 27 to, I can't remember what he said, 25 to 27 years. I can't remember what that man got. Let me look.
Interference with the sentencing guidelines suggest right now.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then if there's anything else, I'll just keep following up.
All right, we are back. As you saw there, that was
Okay, so let's see. I assume that the family spoke out because they did. They was right here in front of the courthouse. I'm gonna put this in the comment.
hey.
I told you Chronicle Speaks was gonna be there, y'all. I knew it. She's there.
This is for
Thank you
you.
so much. Look at it. Hey, Mama Greg. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
There, oh, hey, Karen. Thank you so much.
So this is Andre's
Much love,
family
much love. You too. Hey,
showing
Nice to meet you.
Lavelle some love. Him and Chronicle Speaks. Shout out to them because they have been following this case. They have been in the courtroom when the trial was actually going on. Neither one of them live in St. Louis. Let's be clear. Neither one of them live in St. Louis. They made sure that they were there. They had a commitment to literally get justice for Andre, to follow this case in its entirety, and that's exactly what they did. So I have to give them a huge shout out, and I have to give him video credit for this. And I do want you guys to go check him out and subscribe to his channel. We are going to be having a conversation here soon. So go check it out. I did just put it in the comment section. Go check it out after this live, okay? And I'll pin it to the top so that you guys don't forget. Let's see. But I do want to finish listening to this because I want to hear what they have to say.
Okay, we're gonna. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm gonna try to capture this quick interview with the family. Sorry for my angles, y'all. I can't really see my screen.
Surrounding a sea of yellow.
Yes, that's what it means.
All right, so first question.
Michelle Griggs, MIC.
Okay, so I'm sure we're gonna have a hard time hearing. Listen.
Thank God. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Victory. Victory. Finally, I can breathe. 7 years I've been holding my breath. I can breathe.
Man.
I can breathe.
Saw you after your statement that you looked. Tell me why you need to do that. But what is that feeling?
Because if I got to do life, he's going to do it. I want him to know that I know that he did it from the beginning. He told us.
Oh, okay. Whew. So basically, she said we knew Tim did it from day one. She said Andre cried out to her and told her that that man was after him. Literally. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's what that was. They didn't know I said
Were you thinking it was going to be like that, or were you worried that potentially it would have been less?
She knew God was in control and she knew he was going to get a life sentence. That's basically what she just stated.
I know you will never bring your son back, because you feel the way your son also said about from the beginning. You were the one calling, persisting, hoping to get that justice. Does today feel like you got justice?
justice for son. Our justice for our ungrateful justice. That was consistent.
Oh my God.
else you want to add or anything that you think?
Thank you, God. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Auntie. Thank y'all for trusting and believing in me and seeing it through. And I bet you can. Did not give up. God made sure of that.
Anything else y'all want to add or include?
Thank you for all the support. Thank you for everybody who's been following us from day one, day one. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. Thank you.
So
Any word
basically,
on the foundation?
I find myself getting emotional, but literally she's basically just thanking everyone who has been following the story. She's just thanking everyone. This man literally got life in prison, and that's exactly what he deserved. That's exactly what he deserved. I can't even just fathom the feeling that they're feeling right now. But shout out to the Montgomery family, sending prayers and love to I'm sorry, not to the Montgomery family, but to Andre's mom, to Miss Michelle Griggs, to his aunties, to his brother, to his sister, to everyone. It took 7 years for them to receive some type of justice for the injustices that did happen to Andre. Unalived, plotted by his uncle, his dad's brother, complaining, letting his family know how afraid he was that Tim Whitehead Norman was going to do something to him, unaliving him. So today we say, thank you, Jesus, for the justice that Andre deserved and also received. I am super happy again that this man has received two life sentences. Go to straight to hell, okay? Go straight to hell because you plotted to unalive your nephew in attempt to get some insurance money, $450,000. $450,000, and you only paid the lady who did this and the man $9,000. You are a weak, sorry something, and you deserve to be all the way up under the prison. Okay. And listen, if they do something to you over there, it was well deserved. And I meant every bit of that. All right, y'all. I've been following this story. I told you guys that I was going to do a live as soon as the verdict came in. As I'm not the verdict, but as soon as the sentencing came in, because this man absolutely deserved life. He did. He absolutely did. Um, and people have to realize, like, this man has been in trouble for certain things before. This man has also stole money from his mom, attempted to get restaurants in her name, where then she didn't have to sue him in regards to what he was doing. Like, we just got to call a spade a spade. And at this particular point, I again am so grateful that this man received life in prison. Listen, y'all, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Listen, okay, let's let me go ahead and come up off of him. Okay, now to those of you, this is just a quick announcement. To those of you who are in my Patreon, we are about to go live in Patreon here in just a moment. And we are about to discuss the latest on the Love and Marriage Huntsville stuff. So make sure you join Patreon. It is only $6 to join. And you don't want to miss out. Can one of the mods go ahead and command the bot to drop the link, and we'll get right into that live as well. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Earlier today, I did do a video in regards to Michael Darby suing Candace DeBassis, so make sure you check that out, and also make sure you check out the BSTV 2K23 award show. All right. With that being said, I'm about to hop off of here, and I'm about to go ahead and head into Patreon in the next 10 minutes. And I'll see you guys over there. Peace and blessings.